What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video of the life of Jen. And today, in this video, I'm going to attempt to cook. And what I'm going to try to cook will be tuna steaks. So stay tuned to see how I will prepare this dinner for my family. Okay, so now I'm going to start cooking the tuna steaks. And as you can see, these are the ingredients I'm using for today's cooking demonstration that I'm trying to do. I don't know if it's gonna come out good, but I hope so. And so right now I'm going to start cooking my tuna, and I'm going to show you the ingredients that I'm going to be using to cook this meal for my parents. At the very end, I will show you how the food is placed, how it looks, and then I'll give you the review of what my parents think the food tastes like. So right now, I'm gonna show you all the ingredients that I have. So this steak is going to be a tuna steak that I'm going to put chimichurri sauce. So in order for me to make chimichurri sauce, I need some cilantro and some basil, some lemon juice, a little bit of oil, some salt, some pepper, some consomme, or it's like a flavoring powder. It kind of tastes like a little bit of chicken, but with a little bit of zest, and some garlic and some onion. So I will show you exactly what I put into it step by step. Right now I'm getting started on the tuna to get it marinated, and then I will do the chimichurri and then cook the tuna. So right now I'm just marinating the tuna. So right now what I'm going to do is slice the tuna in half. Slowly but surely this will be cut. So right now what I'm going to do is slice the tuna in half. Slowly but surely this will be cut. I'm trying not to cut myself either because this is a really sharp knife. Whoops. Really thin right there. Let me cut that a little bit thicker. Go this way. There we go. Here's one slice done. Alrighty, so here's the two pieces, and then I'm gonna cut right now, cut the other slices, and I'll show you what they look like after they're cut. Originally, tuna is not supposed to be cut because it's already cut into steaks, but my parents do not like raw fish. So originally tuna will cook on the outside and turn crispy, and the middle will stay a little bit raw, which is what I'm going to be cooking for my brother, but for everyone else, it's gonna be fully cooked. So the reason I had to cut it in half was because I need to get really in there and be able to cook all the meat all together. So this is what it looks like once it's all cut, a little tuna. And now I'm going to start marinating it. So what I'm gonna use to marinate it, I'm going to use a little bit of this guy right here. It's called adobo. So adobo is actually fish seasoning. And I'm going to grab a piece of tuna, like that. Place it like that. Sprinkle a little bit of adobo on there. Rub it in. Sprinkle a little bit more. Flip it over. Sprinkle some on this side. Rub it in as well. All done with the adobo. Now we're gonna go in with a little bit of consomme, which is basically just a hint of this zesty, kind of like a chicken powder. Just a little bit. We're gonna add some salt and pepper. So right now I'm getting my pepper. I'm gonna sprinkle some on there. Again, gotta rub it in. Flip over. rub it in. Once that is done, I'm gonna get a little bit of salt. And the salt, we're using some Gourmet Grinds Himalayan pink salt. And I'm gonna use 2 salts for this. So this is like rock salt that you just crunch up. You're just gonna crunch it up, flip it over, crunch it up. And now we're gonna use the same type of Himalayan salt, but this is garlic sea salt. And this one's gonna be sprinkled on there, rub it all in. Sprinkle on there, rub it all in. Now that that's done, we're adding a little bit of lemon to it. So I'm gonna grab a spoon, my little lemon right here. I'm gonna grab a little spoonful, sprinkle it on there, and rub it in. So this is gonna help lock in all those flavors I just put on. And I really want the fish to open a little bit, and then I'm gonna close it. Just a little bit, close it, and then rub it in. So now I'm going to do that with right now. I am going to let this marinate. So the tuna is looking like this a little bit. It's turning a little bit white because it's cooking with the lemon, and that's what I want it to be doing. So right now I'm going to start with the chimichurri. And in order for me to start with the chimichurri, I need a blender. Alright, so in this blender, all of these ingredients that you see will be inside. So we're going to start off with, put this off to the side real quick. We're going to do this. We're going to put all of this inside. All of this is basically cilantro and basil. So we're going to shove it inside, just like this. Let that sit in there. We're gonna add our oil in there. We're going to add our lemon juice. Our garlic, salt, pepper. Here's the pepper. Gonna add some consomme. Now we're gonna add about 3 scoops of garlic. Now this is already minced garlic. So we're going to grab our spoon, grab a bit of garlic, put that in there, put that in there, and that in there. So the 3rd scoop was a little bit less. The other 2 were a little bit full. We're also going to put a bit of onion in there. So for the onion, you need about a slice, about that much, and then we blend it. Now, if you do not see that it starts to blend, it means that you need a little bit more liquid. So what you would do is just add a little bit more to this. I'll show you the finished product once I'm done blending. Our chimichurri is now blended up. It should be looking a little bit like this. I'm going to serve it in the bowl, and later on you guys will see what I will do with this chimichurri to put on the tuna. Just gonna pour it in the bowl. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to begin cooking the tuna steaks in this pot. Now I know I'm not supposed to cook tuna steaks in a pot, I'm supposed to cook them in a pan, but since I do not want to make a mess in case they start like spraying oil and all that, I do not want to get burned and I don't want to mess with my mom's kitchen. So we're going to cook them in the pot. To begin, we're going to add a little bit of butter to the pot. And in order for me to add butter to the pot, we're going to grab this little spatula, grab a good amount, and place it inside. So once we place it inside, we're also going to add a hint of garlic inside the pot. Just a hint, not too much, not a spoonful, not a lot, just a little bit. Put that here, close it. Now we're gonna turn this on. The tuna steak is still not inside, and the reason I turned this on is so that the butter can melt with the garlic. So we're gonna go with a little spatula, move it around. Our butter is gonna act like our non-stick resistant. So once we get this, should look a little bit like this when you're moving it around to put all this butter around the pot. We're just gonna let it melt in there. Just like that. Now if there's butter on this, there's no problem with that. I do not need to clean it because it's actually gonna help me flip the tuna steak without it getting stuck. So the pot should look a little bit something like this. In a little bit, once the butter is a little bit more melted, I'm gonna turn this fire into low. Let this butter really melt. And I'm gonna help it just by moving it around, you know, letting that butter and garlic kind of simmer in here. After that, I am going to let the tuna steak sit in there. So now that the butter is halfway melted, I'm gonna grab our tuna steak, our first one. This is this guy. They've been marinating for a good minute now. It's still on pretty low flame. We're gonna place it inside and let that cook. Now, a few of my tuna steaks are going to be a little bit of a, kind of like a medium rare type of tuna. And then for my parents and everyone else in the household, they're going to be thoroughly cooked all the way. So if you guys can come look at the pot, it's gonna look a little bit like this. You know, it's gonna be simmering inside with a little bit of butter, just like that. And we're gonna let this sit in there a few minutes on each side to get it really nice and cooked on the outside, but the inside keep it a little bit of tender. So we're gonna put this on high. Let that cook for right now. We're gonna wash our hands to keep everything clean and sanitized. Now that it's cooking, I'm going to let it sit there. And I'm just going to take a peek at one side because tuna does not take forever to cook. And it's getting a little bit golden on that side, so that's what we want. We want it a little bit golden. I'm going to grab it, going to flip it over, just like that. There's your tuna on the outside. And we're gonna keep flipping it over and over until I get a nice color. But for right now, I want it to cook evenly. So I'm gonna keep flipping it and flipping it over and over. So right now, that area is not done. I'm gonna flip it back once the other area is a little bit of the same color. Which it doesn't take long since the flame is on high. It's going to be done in a little bit. I'm going to flip it over again. Alright, so this one is going to be a little bit undercooked, like you can see right there. It's not fully brown. It has a little bit of brown on the edges, not too much, but it's more of a light tan color. And that's because this one is not going to be cooked all the way. Like I said, 2 of them will be undercooked a little bit, and then all the other ones will be nice and golden brown. Tuna will not stick to it. There we go. As it keeps melting right now, I'm going to get ready and put the tuna in as I'm putting the fire at least a good 5. I'm going to grab our other tuna steak. This is a little bit thinner, which means it's going to cook a lot easier and a lot faster. Again, this is not just regular tuna steaks. This is somewhat how it's going to look like, but it's going to have a bit of chimichurri on it. And that's what we're hoping for. So now that the steak's inside, we're going to put this at a 9. Let it simmer. Again, this is going to be the fully cooked one. and I finished cooking the other slice. Now, again, this is the slice that isn't fully cooked. It's cooked thoroughly, but it's not golden. Now this is the one that is all the way cooked. I'm going to finish cooking all the other pieces, put them in their plates, and then I'll show you what the finished product looks like once I serve the plate to my parents. This is the final product of all the tuna steaks cooked. Now these two are a little bit undercooked, and then everything else, these two are fully cooked and this one is halfway. After this, I will show you how I will serve the plates to my parents. Alright guys, this is exactly how the food came out. I added a little bit of fruit on the side. Now I'm going to ask my brother to take a bite and ask him from 1 to 10 how well it was cooked or if he likes it or not. So, take that first bite, man.
Let's go. Oh, give me a second. Shit, bro, it's good.
Is it?
That's
all right.
Good,
now
good.
goes my mom. So, Mom, take the first bite.
Oh my goodness, dude.
So good.
No joke, dude.
Thank you, yes, it's
No
so
joke.
delicious.
Like the texture is like steak. You know what I mean?
That's the point.
It's like steak.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask my dad to take his first bite.
Okay.
Man, I swear to God, my taste buds are nutting right now.
It's so good. You didn't get rice because you don't want rice.
Is it good? Thumbs up, thumbs
So
down.
delicious.
So
Thank
good.
All right.
So good.
And then the kids also got the same food.
Man,
Tyler, take your first bite
it's good.
of the fish.
This one?
Yeah, get a little bite of the fish.
There you go.
Yeah, really, really bomb. Oh yeah, dude. Just destroy it, Tyler. Just eat that thing. Yeah, there you go. How's it taste, man?
Good.
Yeah, amazing.
All right, Johnny.
All right, come on, baby.
Now the big boy.
Is it good?
Oh,
All right.
you already know what that thumbs up, man.
Well, there you guys have it. I haven't taken my first bite yet, so I'll take my first bite. And my dad's gonna film me. So, we'll take this first bite. Here. And. Oh, wow.
Guys, this is bomb, dude. I'm
Really
telling
good.
you. I'm telling you, man. No joke.
So, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you guys want to try this, go ahead, make it for your family. I didn't get this recipe from anywhere. I actually just made it from scratch and it turned out good.
This is you?
Yeah, that's just me.
Gordon Ramsay, bro. Watch out.
But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video and tune into the next one. And peace.
Peace.
Don't forget to get